Good morning, everyone. This is Fellowship of Spirit from Farmington, New Mexico, and we welcome you, and I hope that you will have a great experience today. We have an exciting program lined up for everyone to see. Susan Barnes is going to pray for us. Carol Littletree is going to read our spiritual reading. Fred Brown is going to play our music and sing for us. And George, Reverend, Dr. Reverend, I don't know which one it is, George Harris is going to speak to us as soon as he gets here. And hopefully he will be here in the next few minutes. So we're not going to be in a really big hurry until he gets here. So we don't know if he's going to be here in person or virtually. So we'll just wait.
He changed his mind, it was going to be Zoom, but maybe that's what he's doing, is driving up.
Yeah, we don't really know, but as soon as he gets here, either way, we'll ask him. So it'll be real apparent at that point. Yeah, we will. So that's good.
The truth shall be made manifest.
Right. Yeah. So, okay, are there any announcements we need to talk about before we begin, Jared? No. Okay. We apparently
She just reminded me, we're going to try Course in Miracles on Monday morning at 6:30 our time.
Oh, okay. So there's going to be a new Course in Miracles study. It's going to begin tomorrow morning, Monday the 26th, and it will be a Course in Miracles study at 6:30 in the morning. So if you're an early riser and you want to get spiritually fit for the day and centered and everything, will come and join. Jerry and Yvette from Colorado Springs and Susan are all going to do Course in Miracles early on Monday mornings, and you can access that by the same connection that you're given for all the other meetings. All of our meetings have the same connection, so it doesn't matter. In the beginning, I tried to switch them up and have a connection for each meeting. It just didn't work. So I just have one connection for all the meetings.
George needs the passcode for your Zoom.
There's no passcode.
You should have received an email that takes you to a direct link, an email from Fellowship of Spirit giving you a direct link.
Because the one that even on the announcement that announces him, and then you go down, there's a Zoom link right there.
I'm gonna go to the link and click on the link, and it should take him right in.
Can you go to the link, to the Zoom link?
That's in the announcement that he's speaking.
Okay. Should be from Fellowship of Spirit. Well, it would be like Friday when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Go to your email.
Sometimes it's Tuesday it comes out. Whenever Christine sends out the link.
Friday.
It'll be the one announcing your talk.
All right, you guys go ahead. I'll take
Anyway,
the other room.
George Harris, we now have discovered through our great detective abilities that he is going to be here by Zoom as soon as he can figure out how to get onto Zoom. So he's still in Albuquerque, but that's okay. We're going to proceed.
Right.
Okay. So we've done all our announcements. So you're ready to do a song, and
so I'm going to be a little indulgent.
Message in a bottle or no?
That's it.
Message in a bottle. Fred Brown.
Anyway, it's been about 30-something years since this song came out, and if you're from my generation, you'll remember, or maybe even if you're a little bit older, you'll remember MTV, and probably one of the very first really big videos is this song, Message in a Bottle. It's got some really cool lyrics, talks a little bit about loneliness, talks a little bit about spirituality.
I can remember when there was no MTV.
Right? Well, now there's no music on MTV, so.
Really?
Yeah.
an island lost at sea. Oh, another lonely day, no one here but me. Oh, more loneliness than any man could bear. Rescue me if you're near before I fall into despair. Oh, I send an SOS to the world. I send an SOS to the world. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets my message in a bottle. Message in a bottle, yeah. Well, it's been a year since I wrote my note. I should have known it right from the start. That only hope can keep me together. Love can mend your heart, but love can break your soul. I send an SOS to the world. I send an SOS to the world. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets mine. Message in a bottle. Message in a bottle, yeah. Well, I woke up this morning and guess what I saw? 100 billion bottles washed upon the shore. I know I'm not being alone. 100 million castaways looking for a home. Yeah. I send an SOS to the world. I send an SOS to the world. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets mine. Message in a bottle. Message in a bottle, yeah. Sending out an SOS. I'm sending out an SOS. Sending out an SOS. Sending out an SOS. I'm 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 sending out an SOS.
All right. Red Brown, thank you very much.
We call that classic rock now.
Because it is fun.
What does that make me?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna play the theme song from I Dream of Jeannie. Okay, Susan, are you ready?
I am. Good morning.
Morning.
Hope everyone is feeling as uplifted on this beautiful Sunday morning. So let us close our eyes, take a deep breath, and allow that Christ energy, that God energy, to flow from our head all the way down our spines, down the very bottoms of our feet. And we give thanks, Creator Mother God, for all of this energy, for all of this help, for all of the goodness that you have brought into our lives. We give thanks for this fellowship and for our unity. We give thanks for all the opportunities we have to learn, to grow, to share. And we ask that you open our hearts and our minds to the spiritual lesson that we will receive today. knowing that it will make us better people and a light to shine for others to see. We ask that you are with all of our loved ones, for those who are in need of continuing help, to be able to feel the vibrations, the energy, the love that you give to each one of us every day. For all of these things, we truly give thanks. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, Susan. Susan Barnes from Belize. Thank you very, very much. Gratitude is always appropriate, isn't it? Okay. I always forget to introduce myself. I'm Ron Holloway, and I'll be your moderator for today. Okay. Let us, in our bulletin, there is something called the reflection moment. We usually, what? Pardon?
There's a song first.
Yeah, we're gonna sing first.
Which one is it?
Diamonds in the Inside.
Okay, cool.
You got it?
Yeah, I
Okay. So Fred has another song for us before we do our reflective moment.
I think this song list kind of came from, I was messing around with all my Ben Harper songs. Anybody know who Ben Harper is? No?
One of Miss Harper's boys.
Yeah, right, one of Miss Harper's boys. Miss Harper was a hell of a woman, too.
Knew a girl, her name was Truth, but she was a horrible liar. She couldn't spend one day alone. She couldn't be satisfied. When you have everything, you have everything to lose. She made herself a bed of nails, and she's planning on putting it to use. But she had diamonds on the inside. She had diamonds on the inside. She had diamonds on the inside. She had diamonds. A candle throws its light into the darkness in a nasty world, so shines a good deed. Make sure the fortune that you see is the fortune that you need. Tell me why the first to ask is the last to give every time. But what you say and do not mean will follow you close behind. She had diamonds on the inside. She had diamonds on the inside. She had diamonds on the inside. She had diamonds. Like a soldier, long standing on the fire, any change comes as a relief. Let the giver's name remain unspoken. She's just generosity. She had diamonds on the inside. She had diamonds on inside. She had diamonds on the inside. She had diamonds.
Thank you, Brad. All right.
There's your son, Ben Harper.
Oh, Reverend George is in the house. Okay. So, just note, we've been doing this Zoom thing for right at 4 years. And so we have about 200 programs posted on Zoom. We even had some that we were posting. Jim used to post them before we started the COVID thing, but I know that since we've been doing the Zoom thing, we used to film the things and put them on before we did Zoom. Jim did. But since we've been doing the Zoom, we have almost 200 programs on our YouTube channel. So you can go back, check us and fact check us and see if we're still the same story. So anyway, that's great. So let us say together our reflective moment. Love produces a flow of energy that I now feel. I love others more than ever. And I feel privileged to be. Love flows from one person to another as we create an atmosphere of love. And so it is.
Exactly, I know.
We can either mute them.
All right, you, George, he's got someone there that he seems to be talking with. Anyway, okay. So now we're going to do Carol's going to give us a spiritual reading. She always comes up with the most interesting things to share with us. Let's welcome Carol Littletree.
Good morning. I'm going to read out of my indigenous book again. I'm always making use of it.
Yeah, I will.
Does that work like that? Okay.
Yes.
I've never used them.
Works great.
Okay. So I'm going to read from my Think Indigenous by Doug Goodfeather. I always try to go back to this book. Okay, this is called Air. Air is the breath of life. It is the second medicine. The second gift is from the Creator. We receive this gift out of our blessing from the world. The moment after we're born, when we inhale our first breath, the first prayer we send out into the world is our exhale. From that day forward, every day of our life, whether we're asleep or awake, every breath we take is a blessing, and every breath we release is a prayer. Every breath of life is an opportunity to reconsole and reconnect with our spiritual journey. The gift of air should never be taken for granted. Unlike fire, air cannot be controlled, captured, or contained. Without air, we cannot live. We cannot live without many things that sustain life for days or even weeks, but we cannot live without air for even a couple of minutes. Wind is air in motion. It can come in many forms, from a whisper to a mild breeze to howling, hurricane force gale. Wind is the powerful unseen force that animates the world around us, teaching us lessons in gentleness, strength, awareness, and perseverance. Sending our breath on the wind through a flute creates a melody that can make us cry or make us dance. A gentle breeze rocking a new sapling tree back and forth ever so slightly and constantly strengthens the root system so that it is able to withstand the storms, so that the storms that it will face throughout its life. Later in life, the wind will take the leaves off that tree as fall turns to winter. The wind will bring the rains as spring turns into summer. Wind is the uneven hand of constant change, sent to us from the spirit realm. Both the wind and the south represent the invisible force of our heart, mind, and spirit. Indigenous elders say that wind can signify that a change is coming. A big wind can be a sign of a big change, but we can affect this change ourselves by turning air into wind into breath, breath into words, and using those words to speak our desires into reality. All too often we forget that the elements of air and the power of the wind have valuable lessons and wisdom to offer others, and all it takes is simply to sit still, follow our breath, or listen to what the wind has to tell us. That's my reading.
Thank you, Carol. Yeah,
thank you.
March is our, is right upon us.
I know.
March is the month of winds of change, change to
Yep.
spring. So it's usually windy.
Oh, yeah, kite season.
Thank you, Carol.
Okay,
Let's
thank
give
you.
her a hand.
All right.
All right. Reverend George, are you ready? We are gonna have a song, but I don't see his face, and that's why I was trying to make sure that he was ready.
Which one is it?
It is
Okay.
Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton, one of my favorites.
I always wonder about playing this song.
Oh, this is the song about his son, is it not?
Originally, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Tearjerker,
Can be. I think
if you know the whole
when
story.
you look at grief, I think as you go through the different stages of it, from when it really hits you hard, and it has to come to a point where you can sit back and make it something beautiful. I'd say in this song is what that song's about. So. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong to carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Would you hold my hand if I saw you in heaven? Would it help me stand if I saw you in heaven? I'll find my way through night and day, 'cause I know I just can't stay here in heaven. Time can break you down, time can bend your knees. Ooh, baby, time can break your heart, have you begging, please, begging, please.
If I saw you, I must be strong to carry on, 'cause I know don't belong here in heaven. Oh no.
I came back on now. All right. The sad story behind that song was that Eric had a young son who was a toddler, and they were staying in a high-rise skyscraper somewhere. I think it was in New York, was it not? I don't know what town it was in, but the toddler got to an open window and fell out the window and died. He was probably less than 2 years old, and it just about devastated Eric and his wife at the time. So, and then he wrote that song about that event. So, George, can you unmute? All I can see is the top of your head, your hat. Remind, what's that guy who was on Jim the Tool Man or something? All you can see was his hat.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, the neighbor.
Yeah, we just can't see you.
We can't see you. We can hear you.
Drop your screen.
Move your screen. Hey, there he is. Hi, George.
Hi,
Okay.
are we ready?
We are ready. Let me introduce you. This is Reverend Dr. George Harris, who was a long-time minister here in our fellowship, and who, when COVID got us and we began our Zoom meetings and stuff, and George went on. He had some adventures to do. He had throat cancer. He had a bunch of stuff that he's overcome in the last 2 years to just be with us, much less to function at the level that he is functioning. And we're just so happy and proud to have him with us today. So let us welcome Reverend Dr. George Harris.
Good morning, beloved beings. And I want to apologize, first of all, for those that came today to this church and I was expecting me and I wasn't there. I apologize, but my spiritual group here in Albuquerque has a special ceremony today. And you can see I'm all dressed up with my gown and my sash that I wore when I was ordained as a minister of spiritual peacemaking. So I will try to be there as often as I can when we have our meetings on the fourth Sunday of the month. So it is with the light and love of our Creator that I greet you today. It is with much joy that I bring you the knowledge of all the spiritual information about being an integrated master in your life. And I am here to service humanity. I agreed to that before I came into physical form, and it was a message that I agreed with Father, Heavenly Father. So when I talk a lot about I'm talking about God, Father speaking through me, because I got to tell you, I'm very humble about this work that I'm doing right now. Is there trouble hearing me? Anyway, so last week or last month, just to get you caught up, Jerry at one point asked me if I'd speak the fourth Sunday of the month. And of course, I went and talked with God at first and said, yes, but I want you to do not a sermon, but an ongoing course about self-love. It's time that we all came together in connection to God, to ourselves, in divine love. And I can use it as a statement that I've been learning lately, which goes, only God, only love, only now. If we could say that to ourselves each time and just get ourselves caught up in the moment of the now. So here we are in lesson 2. Well, no, actually, let me go back and say, now that Jerry and I agreed about this and I gave a flyer, we're working on that. What I want to create is a number of things. One, you talked, Ron, about YouTube. I haven't heard anybody else call us back about YouTube. I want people to read or hear and see that our talks that we do each Sunday on YouTube. I haven't, and I don't know if they're supposed to get hold of us or someplace else, but that's one place to get some people from. Secondly, if we could all advertise, take these flyers out to neighborhoods, to houses, and out over Zoom, because I need two things. For me, for my business, which is the community of the beloved family, I want to create more of mailing lists for the work that Spirit's going to have me doing over the next number of years. And also, then I want people to come and be entranced with Fellowship of Spirit and decide to come and listen to the talk and stay for the service at the same time. So we can work together with all of that to create that. So we're in lesson 2 about exploring and living a life of love and connection to the oneness of God, and how that's going to come out from my business, Community of the Beloved Family, hosted by Fellowship of Spirit. So last session, I talked about, first of all, how about I'm practicing talking slower. I'm practicing walking slower. Those are 2 of the things that I got from the 3.5 years worth of medical procedures that I went through. And when I talk too fast, I don't really hear what's going on from God. I got to slow down and speak and allow God to speak through me clearly so everyone can hear. And I need to walk slower, because when I walk fast, I'm not paying attention where I'm at. And there's been numerous times over the last 2 years that I've fallen on the ground, hit my face in the cement and all this, which is not fun. But I've gotten better with it. But still, if I get up too fast, then I tend to want to fall over or something. So I got to stop for a moment and get up slowly. And I got to speak slowly. So you all can help me with that. So the last session, I talked about the early part of my life, my childhood, and how there were situations that happened where I was taken care of by God. And I mentioned some of those situations. One of them is that I learned about self-healing. And that's when I started that, probably around the age of 10, about how to be a holistic healer, how to heal myself, my body, and other people. And that's growing. And so is the other 2, ministry and, well, let me get to that in. So
Awesome.
well, at the beginning, this is part 2 of the announcements of, or the, what do I want to call it? Yeah, the announcements of what we're going to be doing going forward. So my childhood and the things that happened were the beginning of my spiritual work. And I went through a lot of them, including acquiring my spiritual name, Maitreya. And I will refer to that name when it's appropriate as I go through here. So the deeper beginning for me started in 1970 when I joined a Gurdjieff school. He was a man who spent his whole life going around where he lived in Turkey, asking the question, who am I? Why am I here? And we've asked that question a lot ourselves, haven't we? I know when I was the minister of the church, I brought it up a few times. So he was searching around all sorts of places, and he finally found the School of the Essenes. Gone. When he came out and did his program, his schooling, and I took it for 6 years, I was involved in it, and I really learned how to, it's actually became the foundation of my work, talking about the 3 bodies, the physical, the mental, and the emotional, and how we need to integrate them. We live in our physical body a lot compared to our mental or emotional, or we live in our mental body or we live in our emotional body. We're not balanced, we're not integrated. And that's what we need more of. So there have been, and when Jesus came back after being in the school and got what he needed to learn, his mother asked him, where have you been? And he said, I have been about my Father's business. And that's exactly what I'm doing here too, beloveds, being about my Father's business, how he wants me to go. He's led me through numerous schools and groups and workshops, and especially emotional work to clear out the negativity of the past. And this included a BA in Holistic Health and Wellness Counseling, so I became a counselor, a BA and an MA in Ministerial School, and I also studied and received degrees in energy work as a healer. So there's the counseling, there's the ministry, and there's the healer. There is something in all this which I will share shortly with you. But in the meantime, I want to talk about this. It is interesting to me, and maybe to all of you, when things from the past show up, especially if they are positive. We talk a lot about we don't want to spend time in the past, going backwards and getting caught up in what the past is about, etc. So, but sometimes some things come to us that are meant for us to hear that we didn't hear exactly in the past. And that's the occasion of this. 2 months ago, I was going through some piles of paper and books in my storage, and I found one that was an angel card reading that was given to me by a friend in June of 2000.
You muted yourself, George.
Didn't hear you.
George, you're muted.
Okay, where did you hear me stop?
Well,
Angel reading.
Anyway, so I found this angel card reading, and when I read it, it was like, oh my God, even back then, the guides were talking through this woman as a channel for me about my life. And I apparently wasn't paying attention. So I want to share some of it with you because it's what I'm talking about to begin this course and about what I'm learning now. I'm just going to read it out and share with you. And what I want you to do is see how many of these fit within you as well. Not the whole thing, but just some certain points. First of all, love myself 100% of the time. I took that in and said, yeah, I haven't been doing that. How about you guys? And I started practicing. I started saying my name. I love you, George. I love you, George. And I would walk around and just say that to myself and feel how wonderful and powerful it was for me to love myself. And then to try to get it 100% of the time. But then I'd remember, I'd forget, and I'd get caught up in stuff. And then I'd go, oh, let me go back to it, which is okay. It's like a class I taught before called Practicing the Presence. You got to practice this stuff to get it really set down inside. So I want you all to practice loving yourself 100% of the time. Another statement was I was grounded to be a healer. Well, apparently back in 2001, when this reading was, 2001, I was doing more healing work and they were helping me. And it's gone further from that particular afternoon. I'm really happy about that, but there's more to be done because the next line said, that I've got a lot of anger inside at that time because I was afraid to be in my greatness. Well, that stopped me too. That I've got this greatness of made in the image and likeness of God. I am a divine being. I'm here to share my life and my love with everybody, and I'm afraid of doing it. How about the rest of you? So I said, well, then I want to get in touch with my inner greatness. How do I do that? Well, the next part from the guide said, I have to connect to my inner child. And I've done a lot of inner child work before, but it appeared that now in this next level of work, I need to do more. So I started doing that and clearing out some stuff from the past. And I got more connected to my inner self. And I even wrote a letter, which the guides suggested that I write a letter to my parents who have both passed on. And just get out anything that I haven't stated already, because I've gotten a lot of anger out of my mother from the past and other situations, but there's still some from the past that still raises its ugly head, its ego head, and says, blah, 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 blah. So I started doing inner work with the child, talking with my child, asking what he needed, how could I help him? And then I wrote this letter, which I'm still in the process of doing. So it feels good when I'm writing a letter and just getting it out of me. The next thing was that I'm afraid to be a friend to myself, and I need to do that. Apparently, and I can see this sometimes, I want to be a friend with other people. I tend to reach out a lot. I love people. I love being around people. But sometimes I'm doing it because I'm feeling a lack in myself and I'm needing to be a friend. I'm needing to have a friend that's there for me. And so I looked at that in my life and said, well, yeah, I need to be a friend to myself. Again, this is something for you all to look at. To be a friend to yourself and to see how wonderful and powerful you are. And then another one said that the patterns of my parents, going back to writing that letter, so I've used it as an excuse to not step into my mastery. And that's true. I used comments in my test when I was growing up that, oh, because I went through this abuse, it affected me and all sorts of reasons why not. In fact, here it was stepping right into me and telling me, George, You've got to let it go. You've got to step into your mastery. So already I'm looking at my greatness. I'm looking at my mastery. And the highest one was, I am not taking my highest potential seriously. That one really struck me because I was like, what is my highest potential? Is it what I'm doing now? God, please help me with this. I've done so much for life for you. I've done everything. I've said yes, and I don't know if what I'm doing now, or is this just a beginning step? And maybe there's a whole lot more to being my potential, to expressing my potential seriously. And then I realized I don't need to ask that question. It will show itself to me. God will help me with it. So I'm now opening myself up to being a friend to myself, to being a healer, to being in connection with my greatness, to be connected to my mastery, and to start taking my highest potential seriously. So how about the rest of you? I hope that you please take this in and see where you're using and lacking of it in your own life. And then after that was, I am a powerful counselor and healer. And that and my channeling will go to a deeper level once I clear out my adult and child, once they merge with each other. It's like the tip of the iceberg. So this is why I shared this information with you that I've gone to, because as I said, I'm here to be of service to humanity, and that's you. And I want you to open up your heart and your mind and come along with me on this journey that we're going to be doing for self-love. In fact, I want to point out the three qualities of Jesus were what? Counselor, he was a minister, he was a healer. The three qualities of Maitreya are counselor, minister, and healer. So I feel blessed for that. And now I want to share some statements with you that Spirit has given me the last couple of years going through this healing process was so positive, long. I don't know what to say about it. I just had to keep surrendering all the time and surrendering to God's will. And that's where all this came about. So these are the ending statements I'll make for this afternoon. Maitreya, I am a master, prism, counselor, minister, healer, serving my brothers and sisters in God. I am a divine channel and conduit for Spirit and the masters in my work. I speak from my soul, expressing love, beauty, and joy through my counseling, ministerial, and healing practice. I am fully immersed as a spiritual healer and now serve mankind as an example. My mission is to wake up as many people as possible to the power of love, the divine love, and that this course is about. As an integrated being, Maitreya states that I have been sent to the world to awaken all other sleeping minds to the love that is their inheritance. This is why I came here at this time. It has been the mission of Jesus, and now it is my mission, and I'm willing to accept it and live it. As an outcome of that, I'm ready to completely surrender and understand everything that is holy. I am a emissary of light now and claim the world that was intended for us from the beginning of time. I claim peace this moment, and I feel its presence in the life of all beings everywhere. I acknowledge that the light shines through me, and I use that light to heal and bless, allowing a new world to be made manifest. I do this because it is my power to do this from God, given to me by God, and I also choose first to be the one to do it through God.
You're muted again, George. George?
We can't hear you.
You should be able to hear. George, you muted yourself again.
I'm not even touching that. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'm glad that you're all here. Take a look at what I've talked about today for yourself. This is why I'm here, to be a guide to yourself. And next week, we'll start on learning about what is an integrated master of your life and what is self-love. And I hope that you all can show up. I'll be there, bring some people with you. And let's just build this magnificent community of love and oneness. And let me end by saying you are all lovable, you are all loving, and I love you. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, George. Does anyone have anything they'd like to address George to? Well, we appreciate you coming to us today. I want to remind everyone that if you're not, every Monday is sent out a link to the YouTube that I have posted on Sunday at some time, and you can go back, and once you click on that link, you can go back and review any of the 200 programs that we have posted on YouTube. It keeps track here of how many people have viewed it. And so, George, if you're not, you should pay attention to your emails, because that comes to you in an email form from
Christine.
Christine. Christine is the one who posts that. She doesn't,
Constant contact, not Christine.
well, it's constant contact. It comes to you every Monday, okay?
Friday.
Unless there are technical difficulties, and sometimes that happens.
He's talking about the recording.
I'm talking about the recording on YouTube.
Well, it comes from you and from Christine, both of you send it.
Right. I send one to the board when I post it to her, and then she sends it out to the rest, all the congregation. Does everybody get that? Do you get that link? Okay, that's great. Okay.
Okay, I need to go to my ceremony, so I'll see you later.
Thank you, George. Have a good day. Have a good week. We'll see you next month. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. There we go. It's back. All right, so I'll bet you we have another song. All right.
Yeah, here's another Ben Harper song. This comes from a poem by Maya Angelou. Does anybody know who Maya Angelou is?
I have no idea.
No? Well, you're gonna listen to some of her poetry right now. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me down in the very dirt. From the dust I'll rise. Well, does my happiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I laugh like a garden oil well, pumping up in my living room. So you may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, and I'll rise, I'll rise. Out of the shadows of mystery, shame, from a past rooted in pain, I'll rise, yes, I'll rise. Now, did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful pride? Does my confidence upset you? Don't you take it off the heart? 'Cause I walk like I got a diamond mine, breaking up in my front yard. So you may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, and I'll rise, yes, I'll rise.
from a past rooted in pain. I'll rise, I'll rise. So you may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me down in the very dirt, and still like dust I'll rise. I said, does my happiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I laugh like I got a gold mine digging up in my living room. So you may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, and I'll rise, yes I'll rise, out of the shacks of history's shame, up from a past rooted in pain. I'll rise, I'll rise.
All right, Fred, thank you as you always do. You've come through with a dynamic performance for us today. We thank you.
Welcome.
All right. Yeah. We need, oh, you're gonna do the, you're right, we're gonna do a celebration of abundance now. Let us say together, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive through infinity. I am prosperous. Yeah, all right. For some reason, we have lost all of our Zoom people, all went on about their business. So,
The kids will be out here in just a minute to tell us what they're doing, but they're not doing a reading today because they're doing paper mache.
oh, it's hard to put that into words, isn't it? It's pretty much of a visual art rather than auditory. All right,
They do a reading from the Course in Miracles for Children book.
right. Well, our children will be out here shortly, and they're always in their rooms doing what they do, getting instruction and learning how to learn together, and that's a real thing to learn together. Spiritual concepts, and so I hear them coming, but they're not going to be doing a reading today. They're going to show us their paper mache projects. Is that correct?
About it.
Yeah. Come on in, kids. No. No, take that.
Tangled up in blue.
Things are tied up. Okay, so here are our children. Fred is not a child, even though he wants to.
Do I act like one?
I didn't say that.
Okay, so today we made paper mache Easter eggs. That's one of them, but the other one, we We're not doing a reading today because we were spending a lot of time on them. So I'm sorry about that.
All right.
Let this slide this week.
You're showing us what you made.
Do you use a balloon
Yeah. Yeah. Next week we're gonna pack the balloons and dry.
and then you can paint them?
Hmm. So you're getting ready for Easter, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Now you're just sticky.
What are you gonna do with the eggs when you get done with them?
We have actually no idea. She didn't actually. Yes, she did. Yeah, she did. She said we can either take them home or hang them out. Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, we thank you, and we're glad that you're here. You add so much joy and a lot of clarity to us, and we appreciate that.
We did.
Thanks for having fun.
Thank you for having fun.
Thank you.
We
guys.
forget to have fun sometimes, and so you guys show us how. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you. Huh?
No, hold on.
A wise man once told me, he said, "Are you having fun?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, then you ain't doing it right." We should be having fun and joy in all of our things. Okay. Any announcements? Jerry, any more announcements? I do want to remind everyone that beginning tomorrow morning, the 26th of February, we're going to start a new Course in Miracles meeting at 6:30 in the morning. That's a.m.
Yes, that's it.
early in the day. I didn't even know that we had 6:30 twice a day. But it's gonna be in the morning, and just get on your regular Zoom link that you can participate.
I think Christine will be sending one out for that this afternoon. If not, if you go back to any of these, you can pick up the Zoom.
So Jerry just told me, and you couldn't hear, was that you will be receiving a special link to that meeting today. But if you don't get it, just go back to any of your links that you've ever connected up to Zoom. They're all the same, and they will connect you up as long as you're there at the time that they're meeting, which will be in the morning at 6:30.
That was me.
That was Fred making
That was me.
He was playing.
an electronic announcement there. So anyway, we're glad that you came today, and we're glad that you were able to share this with. This is really good. This is probably the most people we've had in the sanctuary here for quite a while. And we're just glad that you're able to find, many of you have been with us on Zoom. But I think as the temperature warms up and the days get longer, more people will come. And that's a good thing. That's a natural thing. Children, we really are glad that you're with us, and I hope that you keep coming back. Okay? So we have Brother Bill Clark is going to give us a closing reading.
Good morning, everyone. Today the theme is no longer intimidated. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. That's a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. Confidence bubbles up from within. Nothing anyone says or does can truly shake your confident core. When we feel inferior or intimidated, it is usually because we have put our sense of confidence in someone else's hands. Their judgments about our work or who we are suddenly have a great sway over our own confidence. Longing for approval, we seek it from someone else, forgetting that it is in our power all along. The walk away is, I take back my confidence. I will not let another person's opinion shake my core, sense, or word. God bless and have a great week.
Thank you, Bill. That goes right along with George's talk today. That's how he feels sometimes. Anyway, okay, so now we need to gather up and sing our way out of here. Turn this around.
I'm gonna take that tape off of there. Cut it off.
How you doing, sweetie? Yeah, you want to come by me today? Okay, that's great. Jim, we're glad that you're here, and Linda. Okay, spread out.
Let Bill in there.
All right,
God bless
well,
America.
there we go.
1, 2, 3.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together in unity, and yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father, family all are we. So let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
May God bless you and keep you until we meet again.
Amen.
Namaste.
I hope you enjoyed our presentation today and that you will come back to us next week. Thank you. Same time, same place.
Here's not hurting no more.
A big hug. Thank you. My 5-year-old, he just turned 5 last